Hi everyone, Paul Morbid here, Morbid Team Entertainment and Bolex Repair Philippines. Welcome to episode 19 of an overhaul on a Bolex Rex. Continuing with the shutter parts right here, you can see all this fine rust, okay, within the chrome. So, when you're a student filmmaker, low budget filmmaker, and you want to save the part, or at least attempt to, here's what you do. Of course, understand that the chrome is higher than the rust, and the rust is trapped up under the chrome. So first, you're going to go by with a file, and you're going to lightly file out as much of the rust as you can. Once you've done that, you're going to go back over with the chrome with sandpaper. Any of these two processes, you do not want to run down the metal. Okay, so, but what about, you're wondering, the rust right there that's in between the metal and the chrome? How do you get in there? And what about the numbers up here as well? Well, I'm going to show you that. So if you remember in my previous video, the diamond file, okay? So the tip is the key, okay? So what you want to do is go down in here and start working out the rust. So here's what I have to do. With this particular tip, I go right inside and pull the old paint and rust out of that area. You can see I've done that one. Let me show you one I haven't done yet. Just put it right in there and push forward. And there you go. See there? It just starts to remove it right out. See? The numbers are the same way. And there you are. It just starts to remove it right out of there. Focus. There we go. And it starts to remove it out. Once you've got the rust down to a good point, it's going to take a little while. That old paint, get it out of there, that type of a deal. You want to go ahead and soak it for a while. To soak it, just pick it up there with a toothpick and drop it into some acetone. And I'll let that sit for a while. Acetone will loosen up any of the rust particles and that type of thing. Next, I need to get the chrome removed as much as possible down to the metal. So how I do that is I go back to the diamond file, but I change to a flat diamond file. Lay it down flat and go across and just start removing the chrome. If you look down here close enough, you will see that it is removing that chrome. After I'm done with this, and I've got everything smoothed out, then I'll be ready to do what I want to with it, like electroplating. Okay, for the further dismantling of the shutter gears, actually it's the lever right here. This silver part right here, it needs to be cleaned and looking at rechroming that. So how do we get that off? Flip it onto the other side, and you have to look right in here at the end of my pencil eraser. There's a piece of metal, a little dot that sticks out like a little pin, and it's holding everything inside. So from this black part here to the chromed part, or the rusted chrome part in this case, you have to use one of these, a micro screwdriver, flathead, and I've got to get it in between that, and it can be done without warping, bending anything whatsoever. So just cram it in here, and remember, this pin, always take caution. Don't bend that in any way. So I'm probably going to pull this up here, and I'll get back to you in just a moment. Oh, there it is. Pull it straight out. Get this turned around. There you go. Now I've got one more to go. This will happen with your screwdriver. All right, you've got it pulled up just a bit of a level. Put it under there again. Pull out some more. And there you go. Now you can clean this part. These two small metal pieces right here do take note of the orientation, and you can just simply remove those off just like so. One, and then two, just like that. And clean those nicer. Okay, you can see here. Turn it around, and the back side. So with this lever arm, it's back to sandpaper, file, diamond files. Get it smooth out. Hopefully everything is salvageable, and then hopefully electroplating. Okay, next I'm right back to these fader parts right here, the very paper thin parts, okay? And as I spoke of before, rust has eaten through this. So what you need to do is get yourself some very fine stainless steel sheet foil, just like this, okay? And there it is. The thickness to this particular one is approximately 0.1 millimeter, which is a bit too thick. So I'm going to sand it down a bit. All right. Otherwise, after such as something like electroplating and getting everything together, the fader is going to be really tight. All right. So all you got to do is, whoops, take this, put it on there. And I've already done it. I'm sure it can't be seen on the camera. Apply it right on here. Just like that. Take my pen, make a trace. Okay? And now I've got to start cutting a piece out. And we'll go further. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm going around a little bit outside of the lines, and bit by bit with the tip of this is I'm making a cut. You know, for years I used different methods for something like this, but in the Philippines I was walking around some of the shops on the street doing metalworking, and I was watching some of the things they were doing, and this was one. And I was like, surely that can't work. But believe me, it does. And in a country that's third world, power is of the essence. So most everything is done by hand. And this is pretty much the way everything's done. Just like this. So slowly but surely, as you can see, the cut is being made. And we'll smooth that out, yes. So here's the new part that I just cut out, and before everyone starts getting upset, yes, I've got to smooth it out and that type of deal. The original part that's rusted through is here, as you can see, and when I match those two pieces together, you can start to see what's going on, right? So I've got a good bit of smoothing out and that type of deal. My point here is This can be done. It can be done with hand. You just got to smooth it out and keep working on it. That's it. All right. So, do contact me at the usual social media sites listed on the screen. You can catch me faster at Twitter, at Paul Morbid, and do subscribe. All right. So, on next time, guys. See ya.